a couple little construction workers over there getting distracted. Hello and welcome to my truck once again. My name is Roy. I'm a home cook, an amateur baker, and I'm here on this channel typically sharing recipes that have helped me to lose over 125 pounds, whether those recipes are mine or someone else's. Now today, obviously, I am not doing a recipe again because there's really no place for me to record a video. As I said in my last truck talk, there's a mess in the kitchen from having all of the stuff in the other rooms pushed out there. Paul's office is now out there. So the only way I could probably record a video is if I waited until he went to bed, but we both go to bed very late, usually 12:30, 1 o'clock. Or if I got up very early and did it before he got up, and I'm not sure I see that happening. So I did have a plan to do a recipe that I saw on the Alicia Lynn channel. She did one recently for a rhubarb coffee cake, which I thought sounded great. But when I went to the store, they had no rhubarb, so I got blueberry, and I was going to adapt it into a blueberry coffee cake. Well, I don't know. I'm going to have to make the blueberry coffee cake anyways because I have all these blueberries now, although I could freeze them. I think I'll freeze them. I'm not going to rush and make a cake that I don't have to make. I'll save it for the video, but this is always something. So today, once again, I am back at Paul's aunt's house. Well, not right now, obviously, but I've been there since 8 o'clock this morning. It is now 11:20, and I have to run out to the store for a few things. And I'm hoping this doesn't take too much longer because 2 p.m. I'm supposed to be doing my Slim Win live chat. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, one of my Facebook groups that is listed down in the description box is the Slim Win group. And we do chats every Wednesday afternoon, well, for me afternoon, 2 p.m. Eastern time. Over in the UK, where a lot of the other people are from, is 7 p.m. So hopefully this all gets situated and doesn't throw that off for me. But, I mean, I really didn't think I'd be there this long. I don't think I've been to her house more frequently in as many days when she was living than I have now, because all of the stuff that has to get done. And Paul has to work, so I'm the one who goes over to do it, which I don't mind, but it's just a lot. My body, because there's really no place to sit. As you saw, if you saw last week's truck talk, where I gave a tour of her house, there's really no place to sit. I sit in the bay window, but my back is killing me because there is no back support, nothing I can lean against. So I just sit there watching either my DVR recorded shows on my tablet or watching YouTube or what have you. But it gets a little tedious. I mean, I know the stuff has to get done before the house can be sold, but it's a lot. So anyway, right now I am going over to Target because Paul had bought some new appliances for downstairs, the downstairs kitchen, because Paul figured that if the downstairs kitchen was at least serviceable, they could use that kitchen if they wanted to renovate the upstairs kitchen, so they weren't, put out too much by not having a kitchen available to them. So now I'm running to Target because we need to test those appliances. The stove, which is induction like I have at the house, it's not in the counter like mine, but it's an induction. So you need certain pots for it. So I have to go get a pot that he's willing to leave behind there, so I can test the induction stove, make sure it's working. I need to get an ice tray or two to test that the freezer is actually working, although I did open it earlier and it seems like it's working, but we want to make sure everything is in working order. Now, the subject for today's Slim Win chat, and this will probably be the conversation that I have in the next Recipes with Roy chat, which will be in 2 weeks from Monday, is going to be guided imagery. Now, I don't know if any of you have heard of it or used it, but it's supposed to be very helpful for many things. It's kind of like trying to get your mind to override the body, mind over matter kind of thing. And it can help with pain, it can help with depression, anxiety, weight loss, things like that. So that is what I'm going to be discussing in the group. I may do it as a live as well. I found some information about it, basically what it is, which is kind of just visualizing, kind of meditation, but it's guided in that you're focused on specific things, such as if people are dealing with cancer or any sort of illness, they might visualize like Pac-Man going around eating the little dots, and the dots are the disease, and the Pac-Men are the like immune system. Or you can do it where they were talking about if there's a certain thing that causes you stress, to imagine, this was something else called color, I'll have to look it up. I'll put it right here, what the name of it is. But it's like you'd put your palms over your eyes. I'm assuming you'd close your eyes. And you would imagine your palms as a color like red, if it was something like anger or whatnot. And then you would transform that color to something more soothing like blue. And supposedly that's to help visualize what changes you want to make. So that's why I thought that that would be a great topic. We had discussed it during our previous meetings when we were talking about psychological barriers to weight loss. And I think I discussed it in the last truck talk, that it was things like depression, anxiety, stress. Stress is a big problem. All or nothing thinking, which is where you get into that mindset of if you're not perfect on the diet, then you've ruined it. It's kind of like it's all or nothing. It's like, if I can't do this perfectly, then it's done. I'm messing it up. And that is not a helpful attitude to have, but it is the case for many people. I know I used to be like that myself years ago, back in the day, as they say. But now I realize, as they always say, it's not about perfection, it's about progress. So it doesn't matter if you're making small steps, as long as you're making the right steps, moving in the right direction, like my camera, which keeps falling and making me shift, then that's all that matters. You are trying. The only sure way to fail is never try, that kind of thing. But one of the ways that they explained about getting over some of those psychological blocks was with guided imagery. It's basically, as I said, kind of like meditation with some imagery. You're imagining certain locations, certain experiences, that kind of thing. So it could be very helpful also, I think, if you have to deal with people who are problematic and, like disruptive to your goal, people who sabotage or what have you. You might be able to visualize how you would fix that, how you would address that kind of thing. So it's really very interesting. I have a few videos that I found online. You can find all sorts of videos for guided imagery, and I found some specifically for weight loss, and I saved a few that I'm going to share with the groups and I'll share them here as well. But they're all lengths of time. I went from like 5 minutes to, I think there's one for 25. I've seen some for higher, but 25 was like the highest that I was willing to go. But I will link those down in the description box if any of you are interested in giving that a try. Might help to give you some focus to shift your thinking and get your perception changed to something that might be more helpful for you in the long run on this weight loss journey. All right, so I've just pulled into Target. I'm gonna go in, get the pot, and hopefully this thing will stop dropping on me. And then I will be back, and I'll talk to you on my way back to Auntie's house. So I'll see you in a few. Okay, I am back on the road after my little shopping excursion. I ended up getting a nice little Calphalon pan that we can test the induction stovetop with, and some cute little gray ice cube trays. I'll show you once I get to the house. I can't really show you now while I'm driving. But I did also stop at Noria, which is like one of those gas station convenience store places, because I haven't eaten anything all day. Got up early, got things prepared, did not have a breakfast, but I knew I had to get something for lunch because it's already after 12, so I'm really kind of concerned I'm not going to make the Slimwin chat. Well, I will make it one way or the other, because I have my tablet with me. So even if I have to sit in the truck with the tablet charging, I'll be there, but it's not going to be as convenient or relaxed as it would be if I were home. So anyway, at Nuria, I got myself a Diet Coke, but being the frugal person that I am, the regular 16 or 20 ounce bottle of Diet Coke was $2.49. The 2 liter was $3.29. So guess which one I got? I'm not spending that much on soda in the bottle when I can get a lot more for just a little bit more money. And I also got myself a chicken salad sandwich, which I know is probably not the healthiest of options because of all the mayonnaise, but it's chicken, it's got vegetables on it, and honestly, this may sound weird, but convenience store chicken salad sandwiches are like a guilty pleasure for me. I've loved them forever. Hopefully this one's good. It's not one, usually they're cut in half and they're in that little plastic container. This one is not. It's just a regular sandwich and it's wrapped up in plastic. So I'm hoping it'll be good. I may not eat the whole thing. I may just eat half now, save the rest. We shall see. But I had to get something for my belly because I would not be a happy camper. So that's what I got. And speaking of food, I have not been tracking. I have been doing decently, I believe, as far as my eating, but I haven't been tracking yet just because things have been all over the place. But as of this coming week, I am going to be tracking again, because that's honestly when I do my best. And even Paul mentioned that, you know, if I start tracking again, I might be a little more accountable. It's kind of like right now, I'm just like, well, I'm not tracking anything anyway, so just throw this in. I'm trying to get away from that. As we all know, that's not easy to do, but I'm trying. That's all you can do. But I really have to put the pedal to the metal, start doing a lot more to make sure that I get back on track. I've still been eating the same recipes that I share with all of you, but the problem is not the recipes. The problem is those additional things that I get when I go to the store and decide that, oh, those cookies look really good, and buy them instead of not buying them and getting something else, or getting some lighter version of something, or what have you, something else that can satisfy that whatever that is. So yeah, I am going to be tracking again starting next week. Yes, I know you don't have to wait for a set day, but for me, because our weekends are usually all over the place as far as what we're going to be eating, because usually the weekends are a little more free because Paul's off of work, so he'll want to indulge every once in a while in something. We did go to a restaurant the other day, a barbecue restaurant, and I was very proud of myself because I only ate maybe half of the meal and took the rest home. I made myself, I had pulled chicken, and so with the leftovers, or half of the leftovers, because I had quite a bit, I made myself a sandwich of some pulled chicken on a English muffin, a 3.3 bite English muffin. I could have just devoured it all at the one shot, made myself sick, but I didn't do that. I restrained myself. So I'm proud of that. And now I'm heading back to Auntie's house, and hopefully, because the electrician, he'd gotten a replacement for this outlet that she has on the floor. But, of course, there's supposed to be a plate on it, you know, the cover. But someone stole it out of the box, so he had to go get a replacement for that because someone had taken something out of it, because you know people. And so hopefully he's back and he'll be able to finish things up soon, because I am really a homebody, as I've mentioned many times before. I just want to be home. I like being home, I like being comfortable, but this is temporary. This too shall pass. I'm trying to decide which way is the best way. Yeah, this is the best way. Okay. I've lived here for over 20 years, and I still can't get streets correctly oriented in my head sometimes. I'll be thinking, oh yeah, I'm going the right way, and then I'm like, oh well, no, this isn't how we're supposed to go. And then like right now, I'm like, going to Auntie's house, should I go this way? I'm no good at directions, so please, if you ever see me, don't ask me for directions. You're not going to get any help here. But anyway, back to the guided imagery stuff. I'm curious if any of you do any guided imagery, any meditation, any hypnosis. I have done hypnosis before, and it was very helpful, in particular with my stress, my anxiety, because I have this habit when I'm anxious of like rubbing my hands. It kind of like releases some of that anxiety, and I've started doing it again over the past year or so. Actually, I'm wondering if it's been about the time that I've been off track again. Interesting thought. But so it seems to have diminished. I need to reestablish some mental control here, get myself back into a space where eating is not an issue. I did great for 3 years, and then I don't know what happened. I've likened it to like gears that are moving smoothly, and then suddenly they're just like out of position slightly, so they're not quite working right. So I got to get my gears fixed. But yeah, mention down in the comment section if you've done guided imagery, if you have a particular video that you, well, not watch, because you're not really supposed to watch it, but if there's a particular video that you enjoy, that you use, link that down below if you can, and I would love to check those out. If you do meditation, what do you do? What kind of practice do you have? Do you do it in the morning? Do you do it at night? I'm curious. I'm trying to get into this stuff, trying to help myself equalize, trying to get my stress, not so much stress, but anxiety. I'm more of an anxiety issue person, but trying to get that under control. So I think some guided imagery will help with not only my anxiety, but also my eating. So yeah, let me know if you've done any, and let me know what you think of it, how it's helped. If it hasn't helped, I'd like to know that as well. I don't expect it to be a cure-all, but I do expect it to be a tool that can help me. There is no cure-all. There is no suddenly, like even the medications, the Wegovy's and Ozempic and things like that, they're tools. If they help you, fine. I have nothing against anyone using whatever they need to use. But they are tools. They are not the solution. So as long as you keep that in mind, I think that they're fine. If you take them and expect this is going to be what answers all of my problems, it's very likely that that is not going to be the case. So I don't want anyone getting the idea that I'm saying that guided imagery or medications or whatever are the solution. Even the weight loss surgery that I had planned on getting before I lost too much weight to get it, even that is not a cure-all, because I know many people who have had weight loss surgery, lost the weight, and then gained it back. It's not a cure-all. There is no cure-all. It's mostly, and actually this is the cure-all right here, is trying to get your mind straight, getting focused, and doing the best that you can. It's not going to be perfect. None of us are perfect. And anyone who says they are is just fooling you. That's why you never take someone else's journey as how yours should go, because everyone is different, as I've mentioned many times. Even with my recipes, some people don't like certain things. My friend Jennifer Lynn doesn't like onions. So take them out, change things up, make things work for you. Rather than fighting against it, make it work for you. And doing the best you can is all you can do. Sometimes your best is maybe 1%, but it's still something. You still did something. I see a white bar going across the screen here. I don't know if you guys are going to see this or not, but getting distracted. But yeah, as long as you are doing something, small steps in the right direction will eventually get you where you're going. So it doesn't have to be a marathon, doesn't have to be a race. Just do the best you can. I'm just about at Auntie's house, and I will show you the pot and the, not that it's that big of a deal, but just in case anyone is curious what I got, I had to make sure it was induction ready. I was going to get a Calphalon pot, but surprisingly enough, they weren't induction ready. So, because you have to have certain pans for induction cooking, because it's mostly like a magnetic thing, I guess, that the magnet works with the type of, oh, nobody's here. Okay, so, I don't know what that means. Yeah, so induction like works with the pot, like the metal in the pot, so it has to be a certain type of metal base for it to work. But basic ice cube trays, but I thought they were cute in gray. And then I just got a saucepan, the Cuisinart 2.5 quart saucepan with cover, and this does say induction ready, so I know that that's all set. So I'm back at the house. I'm gonna test the pot. I'm gonna see what is going on with everyone, see if I can actually go home. But I'm gonna leave you here, and I hope you're again not too disappointed there's no recipe this week, but there may not be for a couple more weeks until we get everything situated. Fingers crossed I can figure something out, but for now, this is what you're gonna get. So if you wouldn't mind doing the usual, like, subscribe, comment, share, hit that notification bell for the next time I upload any sort of video, and check out the description box for all sorts of information, my recipe blog, my social media, the Facebook groups that I'm part of, my stores, my cookbook, what have you. Check out the description box, and until next time, bye.